Welcome to UGC E-Pathshala PG Learning and Food Science. I am Mrs. Shajni Judith, Assistant Professor in the Department of Home Science, Women's Christian College, Chennai. And today in this module, I am going to be discussing about the cleaning procedures of equipment, furniture and fixtures in food premises. We all have heard of the saying, cleanliness is next to godliness. Now this saying finds a lot of importance in food service establishments. And in food service establishments, unless utmost care is taken to maintain cleanliness, the hotelier cannot attract potential customers. So in this module, I will be covering the different aspects related to cleaning and maintaining kitchen and the food preparation and storage areas in commercial cookery or eating operations. At the end of this module, you will be able to understand the concepts behind cleaning, sanitizing and storing equipment in a food premise. Now before we go into the details of this module, let us understand the importance of sanitizing the equipments that are used in a food premises. Equipment, utensils and all food contact surfaces that are used in a food service establishment should be smooth, easy to clean, durable, non-toxic, non-absorbent, corrosion resistant and well maintained. They should be able to withstand continuous contact with food, water, cleaning agents, sanitizers and heat. While selecting equipment in a food service establishment, certain standards or factors need to be kept in mind because this enhances the cleaning procedures involved in cleaning equipments and allows them to be maintained for a long time and to improve its working efficiency also. So the factors that we have to keep in mind are number one, functional. The equipments that are found in a food service establishment should do the job for which it is intended with maximum efficiency. It is desirable if there are less number of parts required for efficient functioning of the equipment. And then it should also be easy to clean. It should be easy to disassemble and reassemble. All parts should be accessible for cleaning. The parts should be easily reached and so constructed that dirt, food residue and cleaning material do not get logged in them. The third criteria that has to be kept in mind is the durability. The material used should not bend, buckle, pit or chip and should be able to withstand heavy wear and tear. Stainless steel and kadapa are most durable and ideally suited for work surfaces in catering establishments. And the working surfaces and the working counters should also be smooth and should have and the surfaces on it should be sealed. The cracks, crevices, open spaces and holes are likely to hide microorganisms, pests, dirt and food particles and also allow liquids to accumulate. So such surfaces are practically impossible to clean. So it is necessary that all joints and seams in utensils, equipments and food areas and wash up areas should be sealed. For example, the hollow handles on pots and pans and faulty insulation in urns is undesirable, and the hollow handles on pots and pans can be sealed to avoid pests and dirts from getting accumulated in these hollow spaces. The next criteria is closed. In non-food areas, all openings should be closed. That is, an opening of 0.8 millimeter or less is considered closed because this opening is not large enough to harbor pests or collect dirt. If there are openings bigger than this, then it has to be sealed. Otherwise, pests and dirt can find easy entry into the food service establishments. The rounded corners and edges of work areas also need to be taken care of. Internal corners or edges should be covered or rounded off, and external surfaces should have closed soldered corners or edges. The coating material used on food contact surfaces should be non-toxic. Lead-based paints and some sealers are not permitted in the food area. Coating material should be hardy. It should not chip or crack by normal handling, and single service articles, plastics or disposables should be made from non-toxic food grade material in order to avoid food hazards in the food service establishment premises. And the material used should also be non-absorbent, because the material that is used in a food service establishment should not impart taste, color or flavor to food, and should not react with any other food ingredient or cleaning agent. Especially the containers, the serving containers and utensils that are used should not absorb the flavor or give off any off flavor. Old equipment may become absorbent and may retain food odors, and they have to be disposed from time to time. And all electrical fittings that are found in a food service establishment must be safe. They should be well protected, sealed, and they should be made water and shock proof, and should not trail across floors or gangways. And also the materials that are used should be corrosion resistant. They should maintain its original quality and appearance in spite of repeated exposure to food, liquid, cleaning material and sanitizers. And the equipment should always meet the standards set by the regulatory agencies. It should conform to the standards set by these regulating bodies. Now, the cleanability of equipments and utensils in a catering establishment, it depends on the following features, like the nature of material that is used in constructing the equipment or the utensil, and then the general construction features, and then the ease of dismantling and reassembling. These three factors play an important role in the cleanability of equipments and utensils. Now, before we attempt to clean equipments in a food service establishment, it is necessary to read the instructions for operating the equipment as well as the cleaning procedures displayed on the plaque fitted near the machine. Now, it is the responsibility of the management to display all instructions related to the operating of the equipment and cleaning procedures in a prominent place where the workers can read and get acquainted with. Instructions like turn the switch to off position and let the unit cool after shutting off gas or electricity, and drain off or remove all leftover food and remove plug from the socket will have to be placed in strategic positions for the workers to read and get acquainted with. And then then in the process of cleaning the equipments, the parts have to be disassembled, and after disassembling the small parts, they have to be immersed in hot detergent solutions and washed in a dishwashing machine if practicable, or use suitable cleaning agents and other tools to remove the grease and the dirt adhering to it. Remove adjustable shelves in the equipments, wash, rinse and sanitize all parts to remove all traces of soil by the 3-bucket method. The 3-bucket method is also referred to as the 3-sink system, where there are 3 sinks, and the first sink is filled with hot detergent solution. So the equipment or the parts that have been disassembled, or the utensils, they are pre-scraped to remove the grease and the dirt, and then they are rinsed, and then they are soaked into the first sink that contains the hot detergent solution, and then it is moved to the second sink where there is water that is maintained at 40 degrees. It helps to rinse off the dirt, and then it goes into the third sink, which is filled with a sanitizer, which helps to disinfect and sanitize the equipment or the utensil. And cleaning always has to start from the top. Use a dry cloth and polish metal surfaces. Clean the legs and casters of movable equipment. Dry all parts thoroughly to prevent rusting and shock or microbial growth, and then reassemble all the cleaned and dried parts. Now, installation and arrangement of equipment is also of great concern in food service establishments. Equipment should be arranged in such a way that it is easy to operate and it does not hamper the flow of work. And also it should facilitate easy cleaning as well as protect food from any nearby source of contamination like soiled dishes or garbage bins, etc. Now, there are different types of equipments that are used in food service establishment, like the large equipment, the small equipment, and the wall mounted. We will look into the cleaning procedures of these equipments. Large or heavy duty equipment is either permanently mounted on the floor or is mobile with casters fitted underneath. Mobile equipment is gaining popularity because it can be moved by one person and simplifies the cleaning of walls and floors near the equipment. It also permits a change in the overall arrangement from time to time, and it should be easy to disconnect. Utility connections should be flexible and long enough to permit movement while cleaning. Freestanding equipment or equipment that is immobile requires a number of people to shift it. It should be mounted at least 15 centimeters off the floor or permanently fixed on a well constructed cemented platform, leaving no gap for pests or dirt. It may also be sealed to the wall or to the equipment. Sufficient space should be left in between the equipment and the walls to permit easy cleaning and create no obstruction in work. If equipment is sealed to the floor, a 2.5 centimeter to 10 centimeter toe space should be left to prevent stubbing toes. Now, when it comes to wall mounted equipment, they can be mounted on the wall supported by a sturdy bracket, leaving the floor space clear, which can be used for other purposes. A suitable gap should be left between the wall and the equipment to allow easy cleaning. The size of the gap will vary with the size of the equipment and ranges from 15 centimeters to 45 centimeters for floor mounted equipment. Now, in the case of small or portable equipments, it is placed on tabletops or countertops, and equipment which is equipments which are occasionally used can be stored on racks when not in use, and such equipments, the portable ones, are generally light in weight and they should be shifted often to keep the gap between the rack and the equipment clean. Heavy countertop equipment should be mounted on legs, leaving a 10 centimeter clearance between the base of the equipment and top of the counter for ease in cleaning. Now, moving on to the food preparation surfaces, we will talk about the cleaning of work tables and platforms. Food preparation surfaces should be impervious and smooth and so designed that thorough cleaning is possible. Wooden surfaces are not recommended for food preparation services because it is very difficult to maintain, and wood also absorbs stains and odors and holds moisture and swells. It's very difficult to maintain it during the monsoon. It also encourages the growth of microorganisms and pests, and the surface gets cracked and chipped easily. So if using wooden surfaces, it should be covered with formica. Aluminum top tables, they get dented and pitted and are not as durable as steel. So stainless steel tabletops or mild steel stands are recommended. The tables should not be placed against a wall. They should preferably be freestanding. Otherwise, the pests can easily climb onto the tables if it is placed close to the wall, and naturally occurring stones such as kadapa, granite or marble platforms are ideal or very suitable for making work surfaces, because they are durable, they are easy to clean, and these platforms are built into the wall. When built into the wall, should have the edges covered and sealed. The supporting structure of all tables should be easy to clean. Now, stainless steel, this is an alloy of iron, chromium and nickel. It is very useful because it is relatively non-corrosive and finds great use in the kitchen. The thickness or gauge of the stainless steel sheet used will depend on the wear and tear of the equipment or the surface it will be subjected to. If it is used for it can be used for tabletop, cooking ranges, for sinks, urns, etc. And they also find use in a wide variety of small equipments. The next material that finds use in the food service establishments are galvanized steel and iron. This is steel that is treated with zinc. It has poor wearability and sanitary quality, as it rusts easily and gathers soil. Mild steel, this is an alloy of iron and carbon. It is used in supporting stands for equipments. Galvanized iron is used as a substitute for mild steel. Cold rolled steel is also used. This is non-corrosive because it has a porcelainized steel coat. Cast iron is ideal for equipments that need to be heated, like the grills, the skillets, the griddles, the chapati puffer and the woks. And it's a good conductor of heat. Aluminum is also used in food service establishments. It is relatively non-corrosive, non-porous, smooth, lightweight and strong. As it is light, it is suitable for making mobile equipments. It is a good conductor of heat and is used for cooking utensils like pots, pans and griddles. ISI grade aluminum is permitted to be used as food containers. Indalium is an aluminum alloy with chromium or nickel and is used for making utensils. Aluminum alloys are used for making legs, racks and hoods on equipment. It is not recommended for ovens and cooking ranges as it is not very durable. Copper is an excellent conductor of heat. Hence, it is used on the outer surface of utensils that come in contact with the flame or source of heat. Because of its attractive appearance, it is used for food service also. In such cases, it should be tin plated on the inner surface, because when acidic foods come in contact with copper, it can cause food poisoning. Now, brass is again a good conductor of heat. It is an alloy of copper and zinc. All food contact surfaces should be tin plated. Brass is used for making large pots and pans, but the maintenance of brass is very costly. Wood, it is more popular as a chopping surface as it does not harm the knife blade. It is also used for making pushers for grinding machines. It is light in weight. It has poor wearability and sanitary quality because it absorbs stains, odors and holds moisture. Polypropylene boards are available in different colors. To prevent cross-contamination, select a specific color for a particular section. For example, blue for cutting fish, orange for butchery and white for chopping fruits. The knives used should also have a color tag. All polypropylene chopping boards should be sanitized by immersing in a solution of 2000 ppm chlorine for 15 minutes. Now, equipments that require special attention in a food service establishment are microwave ovens. They should be checked to ensure that no excessive high frequency emission is occurring, and as this could be an invisible health hazard. And foods to be heated should not be placed in metal containers or they should not be left indefinitely in the oven. Microwave ovens are generally used to thaw frozen foods. So once the food has been thawed, such foods should be cooked immediately. And cleaning procedures of the microwave oven should be in strict accordance with the manufacturer's instructions. Refrigerators and freezers also require special attention and cleaning. So wipe up the spilled foods immediately in refrigerators and freezers. Wash inside shelves and trays of the refrigerators at least twice a week with baking soda. Rinse and dry thoroughly. Dishwashers, sink, ware tables and drain boards also need to be cleaned periodically. Dishwashing machines should work efficiently and should also be easy to clean and maintain. Piping to and from machines should be short in order to prevent loss of heat. The machine should be installed at least 15 cm above the ground to facilitate easy cleaning beneath the machine. Sinks, ware tables and drain boards should have a slope of 1 cm per meter to prevent collection of water and also to hasten drying. Tandoor, which is also called as the clay oven, should be periodically cleaned and maintained. This clay oven is fitted with a hood and an exhaust fan to remove smoke and prevent soot from collecting. It can be tiled with ceramic tiles on the outside for easy maintenance. As it is traditionally operated on coal, all accumulated ash should be removed daily. It needs to be replaced every 3 or 4 months as cracks develop inside the tandoor and it may break. Vending machines found in food service establishments also should be cleaned daily as per the manufacturer's instructions. Chopping boards and meat blocks also need to be cleaned. They are traditionally made of absorbent material like wood. Wooden boards and blocks develop cracks. They crisscrosses on the surface and rough edges, and they may also chip. All such surfaces can harbor microorganisms and contaminate the food being chopped. Particles of wood may also get into food, so we have to be careful about this. To prevent this from occurring, the surface should be evened regularly and the wood must be of a hard, non-absorbent variety. It should also not contain toxic substances or impart any odor or taste to food. It should be seamless. Now, some of the chemicals that are used for cleaning or sanitizing kitchen equipments and utensils are ammonia, dishwashing liquid, chlorine, Timson, soap, carboxylic acid and disinfectants. Now, there are certain cleaning practices that have to be followed in a food service establishment. Have a clean kitchen. Plan and implement a program of regular cleaning of the refrigerator and the cooking range, the light fixture, windows, cupboards, doors, counters, workspaces, the walls and floors. Clean the drains, sink, cooking range, cooking surfaces and the floors on a daily basis. Remove all the foods, grease and dirt from the range each time it is used. Clean refrigerator at regular intervals as recommended by the manufacturer. Eliminate the possible breeding places of flies. Screen the house and use effective insecticides and fly swatters wherever necessary. Exterminate rodents, because rodents can be a huge nuisance in food service establishments. Do not leave food and any dirty dishes on the table and sink to prevent them from multiplying. Keep all foods likely to be eaten by rats in rodent-proof containers. Prevent and control insect infestation. They will create filth and infestation. Always keep sink and the areas around, including the floor, clean. Dry the floors, clean and dry the floors after the evening meals. Store garbage in a can with a tight fitting lid until it is collected. Keep a gallon can or plastic container lined with plastic bag for daily kitchen waste, and dispose all the waste after the evening meal to a regular garbage can outside the kitchen. So this helps the waste from getting accumulated in the kitchen. The equipments that need to be sanitized include eating utensils like the plates, spoons, fork, glasses, cups and saucers, cooking utensils like the pots, pans, kettle and casserole, the cutting tools which include the cutlery and knives, the preparing tools which include the chopping board and containers, garbage bins, exhaust fan, refrigerators, sink and drains. Let me discuss with you the proper dishwashing techniques. Remove large scraps of dirt or food or grease with a rubber scraper. Rinse or soak pans and other utensils as used. Soak those with sugar, syrup, fats and cooked or uncooked starches in hot water. This enables the easy removal of the food materials. Now stack the dishes in the proper order, namely glassware, silverware, chinaware and utensils. Stack them to the right of the sink so that work progresses from right to left. Wash the glassware, soap each piece individually and rinse in hot water. Wash the silverware, soak them in a pan and remove the dirt with a plastic scorer before soaping. Soap each piece individually and rinse in hot water. Wash the chinaware, scrape and rinse each dish. Soap and rinse dishes in hot water at 66 degrees or above. Wash the utensils, score all pans until completely clean. Use ammonia to remove fat. Soap each piece and rinse in hot water at 66 degrees or above. Now, dishwashing can be done both manually or with the help of a machine. In manual dishwashing, the following things need to be kept in mind. Scrape and pre-rinse. The purpose is to keep the wash water cleaner. Wash using warm water at 110 degrees Fahrenheit to 120 degrees Fahrenheit and a good detergent. Scrub well with a brush to remove all traces of leftover food and grease. Rinse using clean warm water to rinse off the detergent. Change the water frequently or use running water. And sanitize the vessels by placing them in a rack and immersing it in hot water at 170 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 scrubs. Drain and air dry. Do not towel dry the dishes. This may contaminate the utensils. And in mechanical dishwashing, the following things need to be kept in mind. Scrape and pre-rinse. Rack dishes so that the dishwasher spray will strike all surfaces. Run machine for a full cycle. Set the sanitizing temperature at 180 degrees Fahrenheit for machine that sanitize by heat and at 140 degrees Fahrenheit for machines that sanitize by chemical disinfectants. Air dry and inspect the dishes. Do not touch surfaces that come in contact with food. So places like hotels and restaurants are constantly under public scrutiny. Therefore, cleanliness, hygiene and sanitation are the most important aspects in the restaurant business. Regardless of how tasty your food may be, your dishes, how creative they might be, and your service, how excellent they could be, your customers will not flock to you unless your establishment is clean. So this module has brought out the significance of having a clean environment for the customers as well as having a clean environment for the workers, which is an essential component for any successful restaurant. Thank you.